Alright guys, Xcon here, and welcome back to The Happening in Gaming. It currently has been a year since the last one. Definitely has not been. What was the date? Exact date. Happening in Gaming. It was June 11th. So yeah. Which was some pre-E3 news, and I never covered E3. Because I just got too lazy. So yeah. So yeah, completely unintentional. I meant to be doing this show more. There's been plenty of news come out. Not everything so exciting to me, but recently there's some decent news. Which there is some Call of Duty news. That's the main story for today. And that is Black Ops 4. So yeah, or Black Ops I. A fucking awful ass logo and whatnot. And tell you the truth, with the details they've had, I don't know why it's called Black Ops 4, not just Call of Duty 2018, because there's really no point, because there's no campaign. So yeah. But, anyways, the game will release a month earlier than usual. Usually it releases the first Tuesday or Friday of November. But now we'll release October 12th, which is a Friday. I want to say it might be the second Friday of October. Yeah, second Friday. 2 weeks earlier than Red Dead 2, or Red Dead Redemption 2. I guess that'd be technically Red Dead 3. So yeah, be interesting what date Battlefield releases on. But yeah, anyways, obviously the game will feature multiplayer, um, which is set between the they said the narrative worlds of Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3. So somewhere between the year 2025 and 2065. So yeah, I to me I'd probably guess like maybe 2035. Because it will be boots on the ground gameplay, but it will have the specialist from Black Ops 3. Um, you know, obviously there will, I believe they showed some returning specialist, which will kind of have the same abilities, but a bit different. So yeah, I'm just gonna be honest. Yeah, like the past several multiplayers for COD, it just kind of looks a little to me. I'll probably end up playing the beta. I'll probably end up liking it, but probably not enough to buy the game. But also with the lack of a campaign, there will be I guess a mini campaign with the specialist characters. I guess there'll probably be a mission for every single specialist. Which I'm really gonna be honest. I'm really bummed that there is no campaign. It's because of a new game mode, which I would have rather sacrificed one of the other game modes for this new game mode. But yeah, multiplayer. One thing I found interesting is that you won't regenerate health anymore. You have a little health thingy you have unlimited of, so you just press a button to heal yourself. I guess it adds more like tactical buff, that's a bit, like, you have unlimited of it. What the fuck's the point of healing? Having to press a button to heal. That's a feature that's probably is going to be annoying. Um, so yeah. And, like, I guess with all the weapons now and the attachments for the weapons, there'll be, attachment exclusive for weapons. Or like there'll be weapons and the attachments for those weapons, I guess, will be only for that weapon. Which, obviously there'll be the same exact fucking attachments for other guns, like red dot sight or extended mag. But then I guess every weapon has its own, like, special attachment. Which, whatever. The multiplayer, same exact thoughts I have for the past several multiplayers for Call of Duty. But then the zombies mode, it looks neat. And for the first time, there'll be 3 full-fledged maps launching with the game. One of those maps is kind of a remake, so whatever. But 2 of those maps will be set in a new zombies universe, separate from the universe they started in World at War till now. And those 2 maps will be called, well, the first one is 9. Stylized, the name is just IX, like the Roman numeral. But yeah, this one, it's probably the one that's gonna be the least liked. But looks like it'll be kind of remind me of like Assassin's Creed, the look of it, of the map. But it's like, I guess, I don't know exactly what like time frame the map's technically in. Let me see what the description of the map is. It kind of look like some desert place. I don't know. I was gonna say Egyptian, but it doesn't look Egyptian to me. It's more like Assassin's Creed, looks like, I guess, the first Assassin's Creed game. So yeah, it looks like from the trailer, the characters only use melee weapons. So I don't know, maybe they'll be melee only. So yeah, it seems interesting, but that's probably gonna be the one what like everyone doesn't like. And the second map set in the new universe is Voyage of Despair, which takes place on the Titanic, in whatever 1912. 1912. I'm pretty sure it's 1912. I'm gonna double check that before yes, 1912. And it looks more like a more traditional map with guns. And I can guarantee both maps will have perks and that bubblegum stuff they introduced in Black Ops 3. And like Pack-a-Punch and whatnot. But yeah. So that one looks interesting. But the map I'm most excited for, and the one probably everyone's excited for, is the map takes place in the original Zombies universe, which started in World at War, and it'll be called Blood of the Dead, which is a remake of Mob of the Dead, but with the Origins slash Black Ops 3 squad. So, you know, like the Origins, or the original trilogy. What the fuck am I saying? Original characters, versions. I guess I'm getting it mixed up with Star Wars now, but yeah, but you know, the Origins version of the characters from, uh, Black Ops and World at War. I guess Black Ops 3. Well, you know, it's the Black Ops 3 characters. I guess I'll be continuing on with the story from Black Ops 3. So yeah, I don't know if it'll be a, you know, 100% remake of Mob of the Dead, or if they'll be changed up a bit. But yeah, it'll be interesting if like all three maps have a normal kind of Easter egg to them. If they all have a full-fledged Easter egg. So yeah, that'll be interesting. Actually, I really don't know why they're called Easter eggs anymore in the zombie maps, because they're not hidden. They're very obvious. Well, it's not obvious what you do, but you know, it'd be weird if they don't have them. Obviously, they're called Easter eggs, but you know, they're really not what Easter eggs are really supposed to be in a game. But yeah, and the mode what's taking over for campaign. It's, you know, I'm still kinda, like I said, a bit upset that there's going to be one. But yeah, the mode is called Blackout, which is Battle Royale in Call of Duty, which, you know, like I said, campaign, I'd rather sacrifice multiplayer, maybe even zombies, uh, rather than campaign. Obviously, I know most Call of Duty fans wouldn't like that, but yeah, anyways, for this Battle Royale mode, which is done the Black Ops way, as they said, the, map, I guess, is 1,500 times bigger than Nuketown. So yeah, take Nuketown and, you know, multiply it by 1,500, and that's how big the map is. Which, you know, it'll have, land, sea, and air vehicles. Which I wonder if there'll be a, you know, because in, you know, H1Z1, PUBG, and Fortnite Battle Royale, you know, it's a circle, and then there's the, whatever, you know, in H1Z1 it's gas, and, um, PUBG it's like a fucking blue energy field, and Fortnite it's a storm. You know, the forms around the circle, and you need to stay in the circle and not get in the, certain thing won't kill you. I don't know if it will have that, and we also don't know if it'll be 100 players or not. It could be 20 for all we know, and it'll be a big waste of time and probably be really shitty. But, yeah. And the reason why I say that, I don't know if it'll be circles, because you'll have, air vehicles. So, you know, when the circle's really small and someone has an air vehicle, and if they're lucky enough that none of the players have a rocket launcher, they basically won the game then, you know. So, yeah. But, in the mode, it will have a bunch of, you can play as a bunch of old Black Ops characters, use a bunch of old Black Ops weapons. There'll be some mechanics from old Black Ops games, and a bunch of, parts of maps from the old Black Ops games. So yeah, obviously Nuketown will probably be there completely. Um, and they'll also have zombies characters. Don't know if they'll have the wonder weapons from zombies, because that'll be a bit OP. Um, it wouldn't be the greatest thing. But yeah, that's all I really know. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a full reveal and the Sony E3 conference of gameplay for Blackout. Um, so yeah, but there'll also be a private beta, definitely one for multiplayer. Um, Blackout will probably not be in the beta at all. Um, but yeah, the beta doesn't have a date yet. But if I were to guess, I most likely say early or late August. I know the previous betas took place late August, so thinking maybe early August, maybe even late July. So yeah, but that's it for Black Ops 4. Like I said, it comes out October 12th on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. And one quick thing I forgot to mention, I guess they're going really hard on the PC version this year. Don't know if that'll pay off though. We'll see on October 12th. Anyways, moving on to some Bethesda related news. They announced they are releasing a sequel to the 2011 hit Rage. So yeah, Rage 2. It's coming out 2019. It'll be on the Xbox One, PS4, and PC. And yeah, that's, the gameplay looked really good. It'll be developed by id Software and Avalanche Studios Software, whatever your name is. Worked on the Mad Max game and the Just Cause games. So yeah, the gameplay looked pretty fun. So yeah, I really didn't like Rage. I don't think really anyone liked Rage. It wasn't that good of a game, but it is Bethesda. They they released a sequel to The Evil Within, which was a flawed game, but then they released a sequel, improve on it. They they allowed these kind of games to get sequels. I don't know, but yeah, but the game was leaked by Walmart Canada, which there was other games leaked with it, which we'll be getting into that leak near the end of the episode. Um, but they could just be lucky, and that they, it could just be pure luck that Rage 2 was on there. Not really luck, just a coincidence. Um, but with the Rage 2, that was the most bizarre game on the list in my opinion. So yeah, and it ended up being true. So I'm probably, it's safe to say that maybe all those games are real. But yeah, into some Metro Exodus news, they announced the game has been delayed from fall 2018 to early 2019, so we'll be releasing sometime early next year. And then some Tomb Raider news. They announced a new game, the third in the I guess reboot franchise. It'll be titled Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and it will be released on September 14th on the Xbox One, PS4, and PC. But unlike Tomb Raider 2013 and Rise of the Tomb Raider, this game won't be developed by Crystal Dynamics, but it'll be developed by another Square Enix studio, Eidos Montreal, who developed Deus Ex Human Revolution and Deus Ex Mankind Divided. So yeah, it comes out September 14th. There's some Spider-Man news. there's a Game Informer issue. It came out like a month or two ago. I would say it came out last month in April. And they revealed some new stuff, some gameplay. I didn't really read much of it, but the release date was announced, and it'll be coming out September 7th, 2018. So yeah, and there's also another new issue of Game Informer, which focus on Days Gone, uh, revealing more gameplay and some more stuff, which that will be out next year, 2019. That's the kind of game where it's like, I don't know, it could be good, could not be. It's not a game I'm really excited for, so yeah. And I'll never forget them at E3 showing some of the game off, like, early in the show, and then being like, hey, this is the final thing for the show, let's show some gameplay off, and it was the final thing they showed, and it was really shitty. Which we'll be talking about E3 later, near the end of the video. But yeah, and some Ubisoft news. They announced the Division 2. So yeah, that's it. They just announced the Division 2, which will be more info, probably gameplay, and the release date, which will probably come out either in the fall of this year or early next year. So yeah, and getting into a bit more older news, there's a Nintendo Direct at the beginning of March, which I'm just gonna kind of speed through it. Which there's some news that's changed. Anyways, Mario Tennis Ace. They announced that in a mini direct in June, which will be coming out in January. Sorry, mini direct in January. But the game will be coming out June 22nd. They also announced a port of Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. That'll be coming out on the Switch and 3DS on July 13th. So yeah, I want to say it's July 13th. So yeah, that's neat. We'll have new maps. Also at the mini direct in January, they announced Dark Souls Remastered, and at this one they announced we'll have a Praise the Sun amiibo, and there will be a technical test sometime soon. And they did announce that'll be coming out May 25th, and it is coming out May 25th for PS4 and Xbox One still, but they delayed the Switch version to sometime this summer. And they also announced Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy will be coming to the Switch, and then Activision later announced that it'll be coming to Xbox One and PC. That comes out June 29th, I think. Then also they announced Project Octopath Traveler has a release date and the official name. It's just titled Octopath Traveler, and it'll be released on July 13th. They also announced Splatoon 2 is getting an expansion called the Octo expansion, and will have more story missions and more multiplayer maps and more weapons and whatnot. Now released sometime this summer. And last but not least, watching the trailer, I thought it was gonna be a Splatoon 1 port to the Switch, which I've been fine with for the story missions, but it was indeed Super Smash Bros. 5, which will be coming out 2018 in the fall, which will be more info on at E3. But yeah, also this news was later, but they announced that Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, will be coming out in June on the Switch. So yeah, and getting into some Red Dead Redemption 2 news, since the last Happening Gaming, there's been 2 new trailers. One released a couple of weeks ago, one released in September. Which one in September revealed some characters, and as and some new cinematics. But the one recently did, you know, reveal more. But the game did get delayed from spring. Obviously, spring's basically going to be over. But the release date is October 26th. So yeah. But the second trailer revealed that the game will take place in 1899, and I should say this: the second trailer revealed the game will be a prequel to Red Dead Redemption, and will follow the fuck the like the gang John Marston was in. I completely forgot the name of it. Of the gang. I know the name. I completely forgot the name of it though. But yeah, the second trailer revealed that the game will take place in 1899, and it will feature John Marston from the first game, a younger version of him. Which I wouldn't be surprised if the character you play as in this game dies at the end, and then you can just go free roam as John Marston. Like, because in the first game, spoiler alert for the first game, it's 8 years old. In fact, I think it might have, the anniversary wasn't that long ago. Red Dead Redemption, when did that come out? You know what? Actually, today, the 18th, is the 8-year anniversary of Red Dead Redemption. So yeah, I probably should have recorded a part of Red Dead Redemption to upload, but I don't have a part recorded. So yeah, but yep, Red Dead Redemption, it's an 8-year-old game. John Marston dies at the end, then skips ahead like a couple of years, and then you play as John Marston's son. So yeah, and I believe there's also some new box art for the game, which I'll have up on the screen now. And EA DICE announced Battlefield. The next Battlefield game will be coming out this year, and it'll be titled Battlefield V. Obviously, I don't know what V stands for. I don't know Roman numerals. So yeah, obviously Battlefield 5. So yeah, and there were leaks that'll take place in World War II. To be honest, I just want a modern day shooter. That's all I want. A modern day shooter that takes place in the year 2018. That's all I want. The last time we got like a big modern day shooter was Battlefield 4 in 2013. That's the last big AAA one was decent. But yeah. So, yeah, but the live reveal of Battlefield 5 will take place May 23rd at 10 a.m. Pacific or 4 p.m. Eastern. You can figure out the time zones for yourself if you don't live in those time zones. So yeah, that'll be interesting. I'm hoping for a modern day shooter. That's what I want. Obviously, it won't be a Battlefield Bad Company 3. But, I'm hoping for modern day shooter, like I said. So yeah, anyways, getting into that Walmart leak, or Walmart Canada leak, I should say. Pull up the image, because I didn't write down all the fucking games. So, why is the image like so fucking back? There we go. So I'll have the image up on the screen now. They have some Far Cry 5 microtransactions, some Assassin's Creed Origins microtransactions, Wheel of Fortune, some Grand Theft Auto, Criminal Enterprise Starter Pack, and Shanty Half Genie Hero Ultimate Day 1 Edition. So yeah, alright, but the games they have listed are Tom Clancy's The Division 2, we already knew about that. Uh, Splinter Cell, which has been leaked before, a new one coming, so that'll be cool. Insurgency Sandstorm, I I believe it's some shooter game. I believe it was already announced. The Last of Us with a uppercase S in Us 2. Um, already knew about that. Then Just Cause 4, so we did not know about that. That would be interesting. Obviously, that studio is working on Rage 2, and if you go to their Twitter account, it did say they're working on unannounced upcoming projects, not project, but projects. So, Rage 2 and Just Cause 4 could be real. WWE 2K19, that was a given. Dragon Quest 2, I really don't know about that. Destiny Comet, which will probably be the Taking King-esque expansion to Destiny 2. It's obvious we're going to get a Destiny expansion in the fall anyways. But with the $80 price tag there, which is, they have games for $80 in Canada. It's just $60 here. So, with the $60 price tag, that's a bit interesting to me. And then the Final Fantasy VII Remake. You obviously knew about that already. Metroid Prime 4. You already knew about that. NBA 2K19. That was a given. Super Smash Bros. Already knew about that. Borderlands 3. That we did not know about that. Which will be, obviously expecting it soon. Well, I guess we already knew they were releasing a Borderlands 3. Obviously, with this listing, that means it'll be coming out soon. And yeah, then an Assassin's Creed game, which, I don't know about that one. I hope they don't go back to yearly for that franchise. Or maybe it could just be a remaster of the first Assassin's Creed for Xbox One, PS4. Then Lego DC Villains, that was already leaked. It was leaked in the same leak Lego The Incredibles was in, and Lego The Incredibles is coming out, so that's, I can say that's most likely coming. Beyond Good and Evil 2, we already know about that. Rage 2, which we did not know about, which now is confirmed, which does make this leak, believable. Then Dreams for the PS4, we already knew about that game. And, this is the one that kind of feels a little to me, is Forza Horizons 5, which the last one was Forza Horizon 3. So, and it doesn't usually have an S, so it'd be weird for a car game to skip numbers and do that, so that could just generally be a mistype, or not true. And then Gears of War 5. I'd rather have Halo 6 before Gears of War 5. So yeah. So that's it for that Walmart leak. Obviously that's not going to be the entirety of E3 2018. I can guarantee there'll be something, like, for instance, with Bethesda, right now they don't have any big game coming out, announced for 2018 right now. Which makes me believe that we might be getting Bethesda Studios' next RPG, whenever it'll be. Like, I know there was leaks that it'll be a sci-fi game, which I'll be really for that, because obviously I love sci-fi, space, fantasy, games, um, and just universes in general of that stuff. Um, so yeah, and talking about E3, I'm gonna list all the conferences and what times it will be for Pacific and Eastern time. So yeah, and I will be covering all the conferences this year, unlike last. So yeah, um, first up is the EA Play Conference, which will be June 9th at 11 a.m. Pacific or 2 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, um, that one will be lots of sports. Um, maybe we'll get like a game like Madden on the Switch. Um, you know, for me, you know, uh, I'm not someone who hates the sports games. I enjoy playing games like Madden and NHL, but if they're release a game like Madden on the Switch and they the franchise mode as it is on the PS4, Xbox One, then I would buy that. Um, and they'll probably continue their cinematic stories for the sports games, and we'll probably get some Battlefield stuff, and maybe some Star Wars stuff. Maybe I'm hoping, or maybe Skate 4 also. Um, but yeah. And then the Microsoft slash Xbox conference will be June 10th at 1 p.m. Pacific or 4 p.m. Eastern. Um, that hopefully we'll get some Halo news and third-party news. Um, and then Bethesda conference will be June 10th at 6:30 p.m. Pacific or 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Um, so yeah, that will. I'm hoping. I'll see. Bethesda game, Studios game, maybe another port to a of one of their games to Switch. Um, so yeah, maybe a Fallout game to the Switch or really anything. Uh, so yeah, and this will be the first year I'll watch it without watching a Stanley Cup Finals match and not really watching this that much because I'm watching the match and obviously my team won both of those Stanley Cup Finals and now they're not because they got eliminated. Very sad. Um, so yeah. Anyways, then Square Enix will be having a conference this year. So yeah, I want to say they had one a couple of years ago. They did them every year. But that will be June 11th at 10 a.m. Pacific or 1 p.m. Eastern. I'm hoping for some news on the upcoming Avenger game they are working on. And then the Ubisoft conference will be June 11th at 1 p.m. Pacific or 4 p.m. Eastern. I hope that Splinter Cell game is coming. So yeah. And maybe they'll announce like Watch Dogs 3 or something like that. Because Watch Dogs 2 came out in 2016? So yeah. Like, and the first one came out in 2014, so they've been doing like one every 2 years, so maybe Watch Dogs 3 will come out this year. And then the Sony slash PlayStation conference will be June 11th also, and they'll be at 6 p.m. Pacific or 9 p.m. Eastern. Obviously, there'll be Last of Us Part 2, Spider-Man, Death Stranding, and probably some other exclusive game. They'll probably announce another exclusive game. But yeah, I'm hoping for more third-party stuff. Like last year's conference, I did not enjoy watching at all. Other than the Spider-Man stuff, I was to be honest, I was fucking bored watching it. Um, so yeah, and then Nintendo, their live show, uh, talking about E3 last year, Nintendo's live show where it really wasn't even that good, and it still was one of the best, like probably the best fucking E3 conference thingy. But yeah, anyways, this year's will be June 12th, 9 a.m. Pacific or 12 p.m. Eastern. If you don't live in those time zones, you can go look it up for yourself. Um, so yeah. Anyways, with that, I will be doing, um, you know, happening gamings for all the conferences. Um, next episode of Happening Gaming will be June 8th, where I'll be covering any news before E3. And then, I'll cover the EA one, then the Microsoft, Bethesda, Ubisoft, Sony, Nintendo. If the Square Enix one has enough news for me to cover a full video on it, then I will. If the only thing they announce I'm interested in ends up being the adventure game, then I'm not going to cover it at all. But and then probably on like the 15th, I'll be doing a full E3 roundup with news not from the conferences and give a full thoughts on E3 2018. But anyways, this has been this episode of The Happening Gaming. I've been Xcon, and I'll see you guys in the next one.